I've had the iPhone 17 Pro for over 2 weeks now, and let me just say, this thing is gorgeous, and it's what we've all been asking for many years. Apple has finally done it. I mean, just look at this thing compared to the 16 Pro that we'll talk a little bit more about later. This is insanely bright. This is a color that we've never seen on a Pro before. And it's just unlike anything that Apple has done before, because Pro colors in the past on the 15 Pro, you had the natural titanium, the blue titanium, the white, and the black. So the blue was like the most unique that we've had before. And then the 16 Pro, we had the natural again, the white again, the black again. And then we had that desert titanium, which was kind of like a goldy bronze. But this right here is just such a leap in the opposite direction. This is just insane. And we've been asking for this for many years. People have asked, like, hey, Apple, you always make the fun colors for the non-Pro, and then the Pro always gets the same colors and maybe one other kind of muted color that's not too flashy. Now they gave us this flashy Pro. It feels amazing in the hand. This is all made from like one piece of aluminum, and then they have the glass on the front, the glass on the back. This looks, I mean, just look at the curves right here. The curves on this phone is unlike anything. Like if we look at the one from the 16 Pro, which I will say Apple added a little bit more curve here. It felt pretty good in the hand, but nothing like what this feels in the hand. There's no sharp corner. It feels so good to hold. And then also, like, I don't feel like fingerprints are an issue at all on this thing. I've not seen any, and it may just be this finish. This cosmic orange just hides it better than anything else. The titanium on the side would show some randomly. I don't know if I'm going to really be able to cover that. You have to get the lighting just right. But the titanium, as long as you got a light enough color, wasn't too bad. Usually it's the darker colors, so maybe that blue that they have now may show off some fingerprints a little bit more. But the cosmic orange just seems amazing. Like, I don't see fingerprints. It's great to hold in the hand. It feels really solid. I know aluminum is not as solid as titanium, and that's been one of the big issues this year. And let me just say, people like to complain. It really doesn't matter what Apple does. There's always going to be people that complain. Like, yes, there are some issues with this, but for the most part, it's not as big as an issue as people are making it. Because if you drop your phone, like, I don't care what phone you have. Like, if I drop this phone, there's a really good chance that it's gonna, like, put a dent, do something. It might be a little bit stronger, but the titanium on these was a very, very thin layer of titanium. This is not all titanium throughout this whole side. I mean, it's an insanely thin layer of titanium with aluminum underneath. It's still gonna bend, it's still gonna nick. If you bought a colored one, you're still gonna have the issues that you're having with the 17 Pro. Maybe just not as much. And the biggest issue with the 17 Pro seems to be this little area right around the edge. Jerry Rig Everything did a great video talking about the camera plateau and how when they fuse the color to the aluminum, any sharp corners are gonna have the biggest issue with scratches. Like, you're gonna probably most likely scratch the corner range of this. Now I even have, now this one's the Ultra 3, but even here with the regular Ultra that I've had for 3 years now, I had issues with a little bit of scratching around this corner, and this is all titanium. Like, but it would just shine a little bit more because obviously the color was basically the exact same underneath it, but it would just shine a little bit more. Now, so if you buy something like this where the color is very drastic from what the color is underneath the device, you're gonna notice it. So if you are in the market for the iPhone 17 Pro, the silver one, you're not gonna have that issue. If you scratch it, you're not gonna see. Now you can still drop and dent it, but once again, might be a little bit stronger, but you can still drop and dent this one too. It all just depends on how that drop hits. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to breaking of glass, cracking of glass, all that kind of stuff. It all just depends on how it hits and where it hits. Keep that in mind when you see all those pictures of dents and all this stuff. Like, yes, aluminum's a softer metal, but it's still like everything's gonna eventually kind of just scuff and scrape and everything else. It's not as big of a deal for the device as long as you take care of it. Like, you can put a case on this if you want. So far, I'm really loving not having a case. I do have one case that I do really enjoy. It's the Nomad case. Nomad makes the best leather cases for the iPhone, and I am a huge fan. Not a sponsor, just a fan, and it looks great on the 17 Pro as well. That all being said, if you want to play the safe route, you can go with the silver. But if you want to stand out, the cosmic orange is the way to go. This thing gets noticed. Like, I'm not somebody that likes to be noticed or anything like that. I know I have a YouTube channel, but it's just not my style. But you will get noticed if you have this. The first day I got it, I had to go to a store and the guy called me out and was like, "Hey, is that the new phone?" And the funny thing is he saw those like fake videos on the phone where you kind of just like flips around and there's like a screen underneath. And he thought that was real. And I sadly had to dash his hopes and dreams on that one. Even though there is a phone now that has like this kind of plateau with a screen underneath it, which is crazy. I don't know what the point of that would be. Maybe for like just seeing yourself, but there's really not much room on this one. Maybe the Max has a little bit more room. So if you don't like attention, this is definitely not the one to get. Probably go with the blue, or once again, the safe route is that silver. But I still love that Apple gave us such a bright, bold color on the Pro. But not only that, they also gave us a larger battery. Like, the engineering that went behind this phone is insane. So basically what they did was all the components, they shifted up and it's all in here. That's why we have this plateau. If you didn't know, Apple didn't just like increase it because they wanted to. They increased it because they moved pretty much all the hardware up in this area, which gave them more room for a battery, a bigger battery. And the battery life on this phone has been amazing. I can't tell you the last time I've charged this, but it's at like 38% right now. And I mean, I use my phone a lot, and I'm talking a lot. I'm on it all the time. I use it for everything, and the battery on this device is so good. So let's take a couple notes here. We've been asking for years for Apple to make fun colors on the Pro. Check. We've also been asking for Apple to try to figure out the heat stuff. Check. They did that. We have vapor cooling on the iPhone. It dissipates the heat way better than any other iPhone. That's also why they went with the aluminum this year. So they did things that we wanted. We've also asked, hey Apple, it's fine to make the phone thicker, just give us a bigger battery. Check, they did that. This is the year where Apple just basically said, okay, you want this? Here you go. They gave us like all the stuff that we've been asking for years, and people still complain. Like, we have the 17 lineup that finally has the best screen ever on the phone. Like, if you're looking for the most phone you can get with the least amount of money, the iPhone 17 this year is an insane deal. It has the better screen. It has amazing cameras. It only has 2. And then the selfie camera got a major update this year with that square sensor, with the 18 megapixel, I believe, square sensor that I'll show you right here real quick, that you can come in here, flip it around. So what you can do with this new square sensor is you can do the zoom out. That's been something we've had for a while, but now you can take horizontal photos while you hold it vertically. This little feature right here changes everything. It just makes things so much better. Like, I love the fact that you can do this, because when you take a selfie, you know, you want to make sure you're looking towards the camera. But if you take it like this, the camera's all the way over here, and most of the people are looking at themselves to make sure they're in the shot. They're not looking over here. When you hold it like this, for the most part, everybody's kind of looking towards the camera. The camera's still up a little bit more, but it's still like a more focused shot. The eyes are looking more towards the camera, and it's just gonna result in better pictures overall. Now, me and my family, we take a ton of selfies. Like, it's always, we get together and it's like, okay, gotta take a selfie after every time we get together. It's a little crazy, but my wife's a photographer, so it makes sense. But this thing is gonna change everything, and it's gonna make things so much better when you take those pictures. Not to mention that they also improved the back cameras. So we have all 48 megapixel cameras on the back, and even the telephoto lens. So now we have up to 8x zoom. Now it's not 8x optical zoom. I think I may have made that mistake. I know others have. So the 4x is the optical, but since it's a 48 megapixel sensor now, basically they can crop that picture in and zoom in even more and do some processing and everything and make it look great, make it look like it's basically coming from an 8x optical zoom. So because I think the results of the photos that we actually get are like 24 megapixel, even though we take 48 megapixel pictures. But either way, it results in some amazing pictures and video. I took this to my nephew's football game, and that 8x zoom was insane. I felt like I was right there on the field. Like you could actually see him get tackled like no other. It was great. I'm just kidding. Like, I mean, he did get tackled, but he also tackled somebody else too. And I got that as well. And I mean, it was so awesome to have such high quality video from where I was sitting, which was fairly far away. Like I was in the bleachers of a football game, and it was like a normal size football field for at least kids, junior high or so, somewhere around there. I don't know. But it was awesome. It was a great shot and it looked so good. And I got it all on my phone. Like it's insane that you can get such crazy zooms on a phone. I mean, they even like televised some of the Major League Baseball stuff with the iPhone this year. I mean, this thing is insane. This is like the only camera you basically need nowadays. I mean, my wife's a photographer. She's still taking her regular camera. I'm still filming with real cameras. Like there's some use cases. Mainly the reason why I do this is because it's just easier, but there's still like some use cases where you may want a camera. But for the most part, you go on a vacation or do something like that, you don't have to take a camera with you. You just take your iPhone, and the pictures and everything are going to look amazing, and they're going to last for years and years to come. So after 2 weeks, how is this phone looking? Well, if you take a close look, I don't see a single scratch on this thing yet. And like I mentioned, I don't really wear a case. I do have the Nomad one and the one from Apple, the Tech Woven, which is way better this year. Still not as good as leather, but still way better. Look at how good this looks after 2 weeks. Now, that's no guarantee that it's going to continue to do well. I mean, it could still have issues. It could still go bad, everything. I could scratch it. I could drop it. Like, I could drop this thing tomorrow and just completely ruin it. That is always a possibility with any phone. Like you can always, even if you have it in a case, there's no guarantee that that drop's not gonna do some damage to the phone. So just keep all that in mind. There's no guarantee on how well this thing's gonna hold up long terms. If you're interested, be sure to hit that subscribe button and I'll continue to make videos on this phone as the year progresses. But the question is, should you buy the Cosmic Orange 17 Pro? Well, if you care about cameras, of course, the Pro's the way to go. And if you want to be noticed, if you want to be noticed of the new phone, you're not going to get that with anything hardly else other than this Cosmic Orange, because now obviously if you put it in a case, you're going to be less noticed. So if you're somebody that wears cases, maybe the Cosmic Orange is not the one for you. I gotta say, the iPhone 17 Pro is the Pro that we've all been asking for the last 10 years or so. Like, this is it. Apple finally did it. Not only did they give us the iPhone Air, insanely thin iPhone, something else we've been asking for, they did that. They delivered on everything this year. And of course, people still aren't happy because this happens or that happens. We can't always make everybody happy, but I, for one, am very happy with the options that Apple gave us this year. This thing is absolutely amazing. If you want to see more on the iPhone Air, you can click right here. Or if you want to see the video on my Ultra 3, click right there. Hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless.